President Trump plans to make English the official language of the United States. Now, I do want to play, I think this was last week. When was CPAC? Last weekend? President Trump had been talking about, this is not good to have all of these either illegal or legal, let's say, any migrant, anyone who comes into our country who don't speak our language just being dropped into our communities here. Watch.
We have languages coming into our country. We don't have one instructor in our entire nation that can speak that language. These are languages. It's the craziest thing. They have languages that nobody in this country has ever heard of. It's a very horrible thing.
So today, with this executive order making English the official language of the United States of America, it will rescind a mandate created by Bill Clinton back in 2000, which required federal agencies and recipients of federal funding to provide language assistance to non-English speakers. Now, just for reference, because I know that there are a lot of leftists who don't have a lot going on up here, who are going to accuse him of being racist or xenophobic or, whatever the case may be. There are like 178 out of the 195 widely recognized sovereign countries that have at least one official language designated by their law or by their constitution, including China, India, Italy, and Spain. And we are only one of 15 countries that do not. So I don't want to hear it. This is a very normal, common sense thing. Number one, I don't want my money going to fund, government documents of all different types of languages because that's dumb. Number two, we are positioning ourselves to put people on notice when they come into this country, which I expect to be the legal way. Okay. But when you come into this country, we're not here to cater to you. You should come here to assimilate. And the only way that you assimilate is by learning our language, which is English. And if you're not interested in learning English, then you must not be interested in assimilating, and we don't want you here. Period. Now, can they make people learn it? No. But that's, of course, the position that you put people in when you make an official language. I can't even. I went to the Dominican Republic. Mexico caters to us, so I'll leave that out. Most of Mexico caters to us because they're a tourist country. We went to the Dominican to get married. Stephen, do you remember this? They didn't speak like a lick of English. And I respect them for that. They're like, we're here. This is what we speak. And you can communicate with us. And so I was able to communicate with them in like the little Spanish that I know. But this is like so reasonable. And it will be funny to watch the left take this and try to react as if this is hateful or, unwelcoming, when it's really just like, we need order in this country. And this is one of many ways that you get order and assimilation. We all need to be able to communicate with one another. That's actually very important in this country. And so now you have President Trump taking the lead yet again in making English the official language.
No, I think I actually look at it just only slightly differently, that it's less about even that mandate. It's more of like, we're not going to waste all these resources. Yeah. Right?
That's what I'm saying. We're paying for them to print all of these documents in all of these other languages.
Obviously bring these people in. It's like, look, if you're a private business and you want to do whatever you do, the law doesn't say you can't speak Spanish or you can't be bilingual or you can't speak whatever other language. That's not what it is. It's more of that the government is not going to sit up here throwing all these resources to try to accommodate all of these other languages, because they're going to have just kind of one singular, more official one. And obviously it's the language that most of us speak, right? Like, so it's like funny talking about it because it's like, oh, no shit. But when you do break it down, fundamentally, though, it makes all the sense in the world, especially if we're very serious about, getting this spending under control, right? And I don't think that that's just a good use of money and resources to sit up here and try to accommodate everybody that's trying to come to the country. That doesn't even make sense to me.
No.
Well, I agree with that, of course, because I'm done with people spending our money on people that don't live here or are not from here. But I'd like to make a more, I think, which is a more significant point, is that it's a culture. No, I'm just saying, because money's money, right? I understand that money's money, but what is more important, because I saw it happen to the UK, the moment they started putting up signs in different languages was the moment that the country started balkanizing. big time. Like you started having your kind of like cliques of people, and they start building their own little ghettos wherever they are, and they build up, and it becomes, you don't want to go into that area. Listen, it's happened in Michigan. Let's be fair about it. It just has. And so what you do is that ends up fracturing the country, and it's not uniting. And I think that is way more costly eventually in money anyway, because what you need to do is you got to say we've got to be united in a common language, which then brings people more together on the whole and assimilates more culturally. Because if you're just letting people come over and you're saying, okay, well, you can have your own religion, and you can have your own language, and by the way, when you walk into a store, you guys can talk to each other in a language that person over there doesn't understand.
Right.
And so, it becomes this way, because a lot of them do learn English, but they don't want to speak it, right? Sure. So they'll speak their own language. I think it's very, very, very important for the coherence of the country. And by the way, can I just say one more thing?
Yes.
They should ban giving the option on a phone.
That's what I was literally about to say. When I pick up the phone and I call somewhere in this country, I shouldn't have to press 1 to speak my own damn language. That's dumb. I should not have to press, just give me the options in English and let the Spanish speaking people figure it out. I live in America. I shouldn't have to do that. By the way, to your point, Matt, I said I'm too emotional.
I'd love Sarah as president. Can you imagine her press conferences? I don't want to do it, okay? I don't want to do it, and don't criticize my shoes. I know they don't go in my shirt. It was just a thing this morning. Yeah, it'd be amazing. It'd be like really entertaining.
I was going to say, to your point, I go to some of the ladies at my nail salon watch this, so hello. But I do, when I'm sitting there and they start speaking to each other in Vietnamese, and I'm like, they're talking about me. They probably are not, but I just think that they are, and I get very self-conscious. I don't want them talking about me.
I'm married to a Maltese. If you want to talk about a language that hardly nobody speaks in the world, it's Maltese. Yeah. So when I go there, and I know that... I
didn't even know that was a language.
No, it is a language, but I know, I said to them, like, every now and then I'll say, Nif Mek Natro, which means I understand you a little bit, and they go... And I'm like, I don't really, but it shut you up, didn't it?
Yeah, you're like, now I want to know what you're talking about me.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.